Hi everyone, and welcome to Billy Fitzgerald Golf. And tonight we're going to be doing a playing lesson. So what happens out on the golf course, whether it be your pre-shot routine, what are you thinking, more importantly, what are you feeling, your strategy, what it means to play the hole backwards in your mind, different club selection, and the thought process that goes into playing this game. There's a lot that goes into it. So first we're going to have our tee shot. I'm out here at Beverly Country Club on hole 2. We've got 2 bunkers down. On the bunker on the left is 260 to carry. The bunker on the right is 315 to get to. It's into a little bit of a wind, not bad. So here I've got some 6 lined up and set up just to give you a visual, to kind of take you on this journey of alignment, pre-shot routine, think box, play box, what we've gone over. So I've already placed a teaching stick in front of my golf ball. That is where the line that I intend to hit this ball on. So it's just on the right side of the bunker, on the left edge of that right bunker, and we're going to try to draw it. So if it overdraws a little bit, I think we have enough to get over the bunker, so it shouldn't penalize us too much. Hopefully we get it in the fairway. Now, when you look at the pin down there, there's a tier in that green, so we can actually play the hole backwards. We can be more aggressive with our second shot because the pin is on the lower tier. If it was on the upper tier, it gets a little tricky and it's harder to get that at that pin. So, as well, I play with a line on my golf ball. So not only do I use it for putting, but I use it for lining up my golf ball even on a tee shot. Anytime I can get my hands on the golf ball, I line it up, just as another added, I guess, bonus or security blanket to make sure I'm aiming the correct way. So again, we're going to hit this tee shot, try to get it going down where the right bunker is and try to draw it a little bit. Now, I have a picture in my head of what I want the ball shape to be like. So from here, again, I've got my yardage. I'm in my think box now. This is where my practice swing is going to take place. So the picture that I'm drawing up in my head, I'm trying to make a practice swing here to match that picture. So when I get over my golf ball, I'm not thinking of 3 or 4 different mechanical swing thoughts. I'm trying to match the picture in the swing, my practice swing, and when I get ready to go, I just use the practice swing and let it go. And I'm totally committed, and there's no second guessing. That's the biggest thing that we can't do, is either second guess or go over a checklist in our head over the golf ball. So we'll play this first shot. We're trying to play a draw. So now what I'm trying to do is just make sure that I have a whole swing that I'm trying to feel. I'm trying to feel the whole swing, not just mechanical thoughts. I play with pictures and feel here. Okay, so it actually faded with me a little bit. I could feel that club was just a little bit behind me. So what I'm going to do now is make some practice swings and get the right feel. So I could feel the face was probably just a little bit behind me there. So I'm going to make some practice swings before I leave the spot to feel how the face is in front of me a little bit. So I don't carry that swing or a bad swing thought to the next shot. Again, I have a positive swing thought or a positive motion going to the next shot. Okay, so I've found the rough and it's pretty thick. There's no way I can get to the green. It's into the wind. It's 265. I've got bunkers all up and down the right and left side. The pin is front right. So I need to have a full shot into this pin because I need to be able to spin the ball. If I get too close, then I can't get enough speed to spin the golf ball. So that is what I mean when we're trying to play from green back, because we have to anticipate our next shot. So I'm just going to take a 7-iron and hit it down the left side so I have a better angle at the pin. Now you can see this ball is pretty buried. So to hit one of these buried shots, you want to feel like you tilt or lean left, so we have a little bit steeper angle of approach. So I'm going to get back into my play box. Again, I'm almost feeling like I'm pivoting right around my left leg a little bit. I don't want to come into this super shallow. It's got to be a little steeper than usual. So I almost feel like I'm leaning left a little bit so I can hit down into this ball and hopefully have a good yardage into this pin. So again, I've got plenty of loft. I would never try to hit a long iron or something, or especially a 3-wood that I've seen a lot. It's just not going to react out of this rough. So again, lean left a little bit down the left side. Okay, it's in the short stuff, it's just fine. You can see how thick that was. So don't try to play a shot that has low probability. I put myself back into position, hopefully able to make a good score. Okay, so I've left myself 100 yards in. It's a very good yardage. The pin is front right, there's a bunker right, so I'm gonna aim left of this pin, try to play it safe a little bit more, maybe towards the middle, not too far, but away from that bunker. I've got a wedge in my hand and I've still got some wind coming into me still. So I'm gonna try to lower the ball flight on this, so the launch would be between 30 and 35. I don't wanna launch this thing way up in the air. We do have wind coming into us and I could lose control over the golf ball. So again, I'm gonna produce, I've got the shot type in my head of what I want. Make a few practice swings, and then go ahead when I'm ready to go. Okay, so the wedge shot turned out pretty good. It wasn't what I wanted. It was a little steep and it spun up in the air, but it worked out okay. So I always take a look from both sides of my putt. This I can see it's downhill, it's gonna break a little bit, it's gonna be determining a lot on the speed. The other thing I like to do is go around to the low point so I can see just how much slope there is. Now look at it right here. It doesn't look like there's a lot of slope, so I don't think it's gonna break very much. So now I go through my routine. I've got my line. I know where my line's going. It's left edge. So I'm going to make, again, some practice strokes. So it gives me my speed. And then I get my eyes right first. Then my putter right. I just work on tempo. Okay, pretty good. Let's go to the next hole. Okay, next hole. I've got 215 to the pin. It's 212 to the middle of the green, and it's about 200 to the front. It's a little downwind. When I play these holes, the first thing I look for is where I do not want to be. I don't want to be left and I don't want to be long. So I'm taking a club, my 190 club, it's going to carry a little bit. I want to be underneath the hole. On almost all of these holes out at Beverly Country Club, you want to be underneath, so we have more of an uphill putt. Basically, they're back to front shaped, typically. So we'll do our best here. Again, make our pre-shot. Our pre-shot routine is always the same. Think box, play box. So I'm just going to hit a little draw, and you can see whenever I'm hitting a draw, I'm lining up on the left side of the tee box with a fade, more on the right. So again, we're making a motion. So I hit it out to the right side of the green. It's safe. I'm going to have a long putt, but I avoided those places that I didn't want to go. Now, we've got probably a 45 or 50 foot putt here. The other reason that I like to go beneath the hole and read the putt is so my eyes can visually see how long this putt is. Instead of just working from behind the golf ball, I need to know visually how long the putt is so I can feel in my stroke, I can get a sense of how long it is. I can really see the topography in the green and what's happening. There's a lot of swivel, especially when you get far away as I am. It's when you're probably walking up to the green 20, 30, 10 yards away from the green. So again, making sure my eyes know where we're going. I'm trying to create a picture as always. Get my eyes ready first, then set my putter in. Okay, pretty good, not bad. Now typically throughout the round, we're gonna have several of these. The last thing you wanna do is in your mind say, I can't miss this, or be so involved with the outcome that you can't get the job done. You have to make sure that you're going through the motions, you're going through the pre-shot routine, you're sticking to the game plan, that you're 100% committed on what you're doing. You can't have doubt in your mind, you can't have the outcome in your mind, because it will affect, on your performance. So from here, it doesn't matter if it's a 1 foot, 2 foot, 6 foot, 10 foot putt, it's always the same. So I've got my ball lined up. I'm gonna make some practice swings and make sure my tempo's right, make sure my speed's right. For some people it helps to say something when they're over these putts, because sometimes they can't get the putter back, or people have had the yips. So, in another putting video, in my mind, I would say take back impact, because it keeps my tempo going, it keeps the putter going, it keeps me committed, and it's not a negative thought. It keeps me moving into the hole. So again, take back impact. Get ready to go, get my eyes right, get my putter right. There you go. Okay, so we're out here at number 5 at Beverly Country Club, one of my favorite on the entire property. It takes a good drive and a good approach shot to be able to walk away with a good score here. Off the drive, we've got trees on the right and thick rough on the right, and there's a bunker on the left-hand side, which typically if you get in that bunker, it's almost a no-go to get onto that green, because the lip is so high. When you get up towards the green, it's an elevated green, so anything on the front of the green or just short may roll back some 30, 40 yards, and you still have an elevated shot to 10 with. Anything long, you're working with a downhill lie or downhill green, where everything is going to run away. And if you short side yourself because of the undulations in the green, there's going to be problems as well. So it really puts pressure on the drive, so we have a nice shot in the fairway and we can control the golf ball a little bit more. So again, for this, I've lined up on the right side. I like to play a little bit of a cut here. I'm going to line up going at the left side of the bunker, or right edge of the left bunker, and try to cut it back in the fairway. So again, I'm using a whole swing, so I'm trying to feel the entire motion of what I want to feel. Okay, so I've caught a piece of the fairway. I went down the right side. The pin is front. It's 148. It's pretty much directly in the middle. So for me, I like to take enough club and hit a little bit of a cut. So an 8-iron is 160. So it's going to take about 5 yards off, 155 uphill. So it should be a pretty good yardage. Nothing that I have to really step on. The major thing is I have to make sure that I hit it good enough to get it all the way up there. I don't have any, I shouldn't be worried about going long, but just because of where the pin is, I've got lots of green if it just goes straight to miss it over there. So again, I'm going to make sure that I'm going. I've got my practice swings. So I've got the feeling. It's not a thought. So the 8-iron didn't cut as much as I wanted to. I'm not in a great position. I've got some thick rough here. When you look up at the green, it's downhill right here. So I have to make sure that I get the ball up and out of the rough, and it needs to land, you know, probably a good 10-15 feet on the green and let it feed down to the hole. If it hits this downhill slope short, it may be hard to keep it on the green, and all of a sudden I've got a 40-yard chip. So again, like I said on the tee box, it's very, very penalizing to miss this green, which I've done, and now I've got to be very precise with what I'm doing. So again, the rough here is thick, so we need to, again, with a short game shot, you're going to lean left. So I'm putting the golf ball on the downward part of my swing circle. I'm going to have some wrist hinge because my angle of attack needs to be fairly steep, and then feel like I'm adding loft underneath this golf ball. But again, it's going to be just left of center. I'm going to lean left, have some wrist hinge, and get underneath it. But again, my arms are nice and soft, my wrist is nice and soft. I'm still playing with the weight in the golf club. So get ready to go. Lean left here. Okay, came out pretty good. It's still very fast. Good news is it stayed on the green, but just like I said on the tee box, I'm gonna have to probably make a 15-footer to save par. You can kind of see the length of the putt, so it gives my mind a better ability to read the speed and the speed of the putt and how it translates into my stroke. So pretty straight, because I've got to hit it with some speed anyways. Now I'm just working on my take back impact. Get my eyes right. The club face right. Same thing. Pretty good. So I was lucky to get out of there with par, but you can see it could have went south very quickly. So I hope you had, this gives you some clarity on how to play the game. You know, we save our practice for the range and working on our game. For structured practice, we rely on our training out here. We play with pitchers in feel and try not to get bogged down by swing thoughts. So I hope this helps, and have a great night. Like and subscribe to my channel, Billy Fitzgerald Golf. Want to take a live lesson from me, or you have a question? Visit me at billyfitzgeraldgolf.com. And thanks for watching.